Hey everyone, Neresis here, and welcome to the second video that I've done of this kind. I was going to say this was the first one, but I recorded a video earlier today, my Puka Trade video. I'd like to, before getting started, I'd like to give props to SeibenMTG. He inspired this kind of video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the different various kinds of cards from Shadows over Innistrad and displaying them for you to see. Something I've never done before. Well, again, it's not necessarily true. I did that in my Puka Trade video, so just please be patient. Anyway, I hope that you like this video, and if you do, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. That being said, let's dive into the recent spoilers. Now, I'm not going to talk about every card spoiled from Shadows over Innistrad. That would take too much time, and our good friend Wedge at the Mana Source has you covered there. What I'm looking at are the cards that hold potential thematically as it pertains to lore and powerhouse cards for constructed formats. So let's begin with the first big reveal. Archangel Avacyn, or Avacyn the Purifier. I won't go over the entirety of this card because you can look it over, but the lore of this card, which shows us a last glimpse of the always seemingly burdened Avacyn protecting the world, is basically a flash version of an overloaded Aegis Angel until end of turn, which is pretty cool. Since I know people will run a sack engine outlet to Transformer, it's going to be a thing. She will turn into her angry form and burn everything for free. You heard me. It's essentially Anger of the Gods, and it's going to be something we're going to have to deal with. Just saying. And this is just one of the truly depressing parts of the storyline, at least for me. Avacyn, Angel of Hope, was my absolute favorite card out of Avacyn Restored, and to see what has happened and what will happen, well, keep watching. You'll get what I mean there. Incorrigible Youths. Now, if you don't catch the obvious reference there, go watch the movie My Cousin Vinny, and I guarantee I will not be the only one who uses this reference, just saying. A 4-3 is not a big deal, but the madness cost more than makes this a thing to be feared in Standard. Likely won't splash in Modern unless someone brews up something ravenous, like Ravenous Bloodseeker. See what I did there? This card actually makes the Youths even better, as it enables madness and should guarantee a 7-point swing. Rakdos vampires are coming back, and Shadows over Innistrad should be awesome. Relentless Dead. It's not a reprint of Gravecrawler, but it'll do. Menace makes sure that weenie blocks are going to be costly, and as long as you leave one untapped black mana, well, pointless. Plus, if you leave enough mana, you can bring out even better heavy hitters like your Dead Mikaeus, the Unhallowed, and Modern. I don't think this will be too impactful and constructed, but I think dedicated zombie tribal decks will have fun with this card. Eerie Interlude, one of the preview cards from Blessed vs. Cursed, or Ghostwave 2.0. It should be effective with any deck with a white splash in it, particularly with Abzan going to be taking a hit here shortly with the rotation of Cause and Fate. When a problem comes along, you must blank it. Brain in a Jar. Could you imagine how awesome it would have been if Ether Vial would have let you remove counters from it to scry? I think this card could do well, not 100% for sure, but I'm thinking it could be pretty busted in the right combo deck. Likely a standard brew. Guess we'll see. Descend upon the Sinful. Yep, this is definitely a commander staple. Essentially, it's a more powerful Final Judgment as long as you have Delirium. I'd be shocked if it saw much more constructed play, but then again, there always have been stranger things. Nahiri the Harbinger. Now, some people are really down on Nahiri, expecting something like a Johnny Vengeance. Honestly, she does something both red and white don't do very often. Enable card draw. That first ability will give you madness and card draw. Can you afford to overlook that? Her second ability will make your opponent sweet, and her ultimate really strong. A definitely home run in my own humble opinion. Anguished Unmaking. God, the lore on this card is so crazy. Mechanically, it's powerful. Likely will say play across the formats. Could a Bolt to the Face for a more powerful instant speed Vindicate? Yes, please. But that artwork and the lore to boot, I would be shocked if this didn't command a $20 price tag, not $6, soon after release. However, the pre-order costs right now are about $6 to $7, so you never know. Anyway, with this card, the pain is real. Seeing Avacyn die at the hands of her father, it's rough. Such a good card. Arlen Cord and Arlen Embraced by the Moon. Seriously, what a crazy-ass card. Arlen is not exactly what I thought she would be, but it is pretty good. Her first 4 abilities are insane. Let's break it down. Her first ability, an empowerment ability, is really good. Buff, Vig, and Haste is really awesome. Her second, which drops a wolf and transform her, is great, already making Garruk Relentless a distant memory. Her first ability, as Embraced, is a slightly weaker overrun, but does that really matter? It is a slightly weaker overrun on a stick, on a plus ability on a planeswalker. Seriously, that's really awesome. The last time we saw anything close to this was Garruk, and it was for like an overrun on a negative ability. I think that this is much, much better. Her last ability other than her ultimate, a lightning bolt which transforms her bat, is pretty sweet. Now, her ultimate is fairly good too, but the thing about Planeswalkers is that if you can't get all that much out of the first few abilities, then the ultimate really means nothing. Speaking of, Jace Unraveler, okay, mini-rant here. People who know me know I love Jace as a character, and he was the first Planeswalker I identified with. That being said, it's getting a bit ridiculous. We have 7 versions of Jace out there. 7! It's getting out of hand, and honestly, I'm getting fed up with it. Jace does not need to be in every set released. Battle for Zendikar featured him in the storyline only, outside of an appearance for his oath. That was fine. But now this, and let's be real here. People are saying this card is a lessened Jace the Mind Sculptor. No. If anything, it's a more potent living guild pact. Enough with Jace! Quick breakdown of my best least of Jace. Number 1, Jace Beleren. Why? Because his first draft is always going to be the best in my opinion. Slow casting costs, great abilities, I could go on. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Only one reason he's not number 1. 4 converted mana cost. Otherwise, to this day, he is still one of the most broken cards in the game. There's a reason that he sits in Legacy, Vintage, and Commander, because you ain't playing him in anything else. Jace Vryn's Prodigy and Jace Telepath Unbound, or otherwise known as Jace the Snapcaster Mage. It commands a hefty price tag for a reason. Kind of thought this might get a ban hammer in Modern or even in Standard, but it continues to thrive. Jace Memory Adept at number 4, because a glimpse the unthinkable for free every turn is funny. Plus, if you ultimate with something like Jace's Erasure or Sphinx's Tutelage on the board, things get crazy quick. Jace Architect of Thought at number 5. Honestly, a better version of Jace than most give him credit for, but no one is crazy enough to let you search everyone's decks for any card you want and get it out. Plus, its mini Factor Fiction is pretty good and usually what most people go for. It's really good in Commander, unless it usually flies low enough under the radar until it's too late. Unraveler of Secrets, and here he is, and when I say this, I say that he is at this number, at number 6, only because he is just barely better than Jace the Living Guild Pact at number 7. The artwork notwithstanding, this is just garbage. If you have this card, I am sorry, even if you can use it greatly. I tried using it, I couldn't get anything out of it. Alright, rant over. Back to Shadows over Innistrad. So, Indulgent Aristocrat. Okay, so you had to know that with the printing of Zulaport Cutthroat that something crazy like this would be coming. This is Blood Artist all over again, but it is so good. Plus, cards like this and the new Olivia, combined with the powerful and suddenly climbing in price Drana, Liberator of Malakir, and counters on vampires are going to be a thing in Standard. Hell, across the board. Bottom line, remember the Aristocrats deck? Well, it's going to be back. Kind of. Sorin Grim Nemesis. I have to admit I was shocked when we got this one. I wasn't thinking we would get a 4th Planeswalker in Shadows just following the Battle for Zendikar paradigm of 3 Planeswalkers in the set. And honestly, when I saw Jace, I got disheartened. And then the very next day, we got Sorin 4. Honestly, I like him. Definitely more playable in Commander than anything else, but I like him versus his previous incarnations and his power and his ruthlessness. Guess when you've lost everything, what is left to lose? Anyone running at Abzan, Esper, Mardu colors should love this card in that format. I'm not really seeing him as particularly good at anything else, but then again, people made Elspeth's Son's Champion work when it was standard legal, and the same holds true for Chandra Flamecaller, so who knows? So there you have it. Still so much we don't know about this set, in terms of many things. Storyline-wise, we know that Jace has been fending off werewolves and had a meeting with Liliana Vis, which I'm kind of surprised that she set up shop on Innistrad. Maybe the angels being messed up is an aphrodisiac for her? Anyway, seeing that Gristlebrand is dead, I can't really think of a good reason for her to set up shop there, save for an endless supply of undead to serve her. But isn't that anywhere? Her reactions to the events on Zendikar aren't really surprising. I mean, did you expect her to just be like, oh, I'm so happy that you guys did this? Did you expect her to applaud Jace's action in the formation of the Gatewatch? Now, Liliana's not evil, not in the sense one might say, but she is very self-serving, and her, yeah, whatever, comment with Jace about the events on Zendikar aren't too far out of line for her. Her concern about Jace facing Sorin, on the other hand, is kind of surprising. And as for Sorin himself, since he hasn't been seen yet, only alluded to in the story, we can conjecture from the cards that he has returned to Innistrad to find his ancestral home, Markov Manor, in ruins, at the hands of a very vengeful Nahiri. We also know that it is Sorin who deals the killing blow to his guardian Avacyn. We know a little bit more thanks to this playmat, the Champion playmat, which depicts the dispatch of Avacyn at Sorin's hand, along with a couple of observers to the far right in Jace and Tamiyo. Now, it's been theorized that Tamiyo is actually a spirit, but I think she's there physically. I guess we'll know more in time. And that will do it for this round of theories and spoilers for Shadows over Innistrad. What did you think of this style of video? It's a little departure from what I'm used to, but I hope you liked it nonetheless. Also, what theories do you have about Shadows over Innistrad? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to talk about Magic, and I'd love to talk about this, so leave your comments and let's talk about it. I would also ask you if you have any questions to be featured in a Q&A video, please leave them in the comments so I can add them to the list. Please remember to like, comment, or subscribe to my channel to help keep the experiments going. And as always, remember that your local game store is selling the same packs of Magic that Target and Walmart are selling, maybe for a few cents more. If you can, try to spend your money where you go to play in F&Ms and support your local game store whenever possible. Once again, I am Neresis. Thanks a lot for watching, good luck, and high five.